Good morning. Here is an update on my zucchini plants that are now 25 days since germination. You can see the 25 days. And for some reason, this one over here is developing at a faster pace than this one. They're both developing, but I'm going to show some differences. This one started with this very first female plant, which you can see the zucchini fruit there that's growing. It's about 2 inches, not including the flower. This is going to open up to be a bright yellow flower that I will pollinate with hopefully one of these male flowers. You can see the difference here. The male flowers just have a stem and then the flower bud. The females start off like this with this baby zucchini, and then the flower grows on the end. And you can see I have several of those. There's another one here. But this is how they look when they first emerge. They will look, they'll be very tiny, just like these here, these two right here. And then they'll get to about like this stage. And then they will start to look like this and take on that color of the zucchini, the green zucchini. Now when we look over at this one here, this one has several male flowers growing. I see them without anything at the base, but there's one down there. This one, this tiny little one down here, it's a female. And then we have a female back there. But you can see, even the largest one, this one here, is still a lot smaller than this one. And this one has a lot more leaves versus this one over here. It's growing, it's got leaves. It's just for some reason growing at a different pace. Not sure why. And then down here in the middle, I've got one kale plant that I decided to keep in the arrow garden as a comparison to the other two that I started in the arrow garden, but they are now down here growing in soil. So one of the things I'm noticing is both versions are growing, but this one, if you can look at how there's all this spacing, like the stems are very long and they're spaced apart. So this is one plant. Look how there's so much spacing. I go back to this one. See how it's more of a bush type. And this is supposed to be a bush kale plant. And that's how this one seems to be growing, where the stems are staying really close together. The leaves appear to be about the same in size. One thing I noticed is that the stems just seem to be longer and more spaced apart. So if you look at this one again, I'll take a picture. And then if we look at these, you can see there's this obvious difference between them. Another thing that I have growing here is my basil. For the first time, it's going to be growing in soil. I started them in the arrow garden, and we've got 2 plants here. They seem to be growing at a pretty slow pace compared to what I'm used to in the arrow garden, but it may pick up the pace soon. I think I need to add some more water. And here are my 2 transplants from an outdoor garden that are still flourishing, which is my my kale, my flat leaf kale, and my tomato plant, and some carrots, just as an experiment to see how they'll do. But that's the status of what's going on with my new crops.